The inferno, which occurred at about 8:30 p.m. last night, razed down the girls' dormitory block and destroyed properties belonging to students. Yesterday's fire outbreak is the second in the school in the last 64 days, as another girls' dormitory block was ravaged on December 17 last year. What is more intriguing is that the same students whose dormitory was burnt in the December fire outbreak were those who were moved to occupy this building. Beds, chalk boxes, books, mattresses, and other belongings of the students were affected.
We went for preps. So by 8:30 thereabouts, those at the down classes, they started shouting. So we even thought that it was a jinn that entered somebody. So by the time we were running out, it was a fire outbreak and started from this lane. So when we got there, we can't save anything. We were able to save our chalkboards, especially those in this lane. Our chalkboards, our everything got burnt. So we don't know what to do again. Our gari, our uniform, everything, our money, our everything got burnt. So we are pleading on the government to please help us. We don't have hostels and classrooms to sleep. Especially with the year 3s, we can't go to the house and be staying. We can't go and be coming back. So please, they should help us.
So we were not able to do anything. We were standing, our properties got burned, our chore buses, our uniforms, our clothes, everything that we have got burned. So we just stand back. We can't do anything because it was midnight. We are pleading them that they should help us because our year 3s, they are going to write their wasi and we don't have any place to sleep. And if they go home, they can't learn as much as they are here. So they should help us so that our year 3s, they can write, and our form 2s, even all of the schools, we are pleading on the government that it should help us. It should accommodate us. We don't want all of us to go home because if all of us go home, it's not all of us that will come back again because a lot of people, they can't get much as what they want to come back.
Yesterday's fire incident has left a total of 215 students stranded as the school is struggling to accommodate them. The headmaster of the school, Alhassan Bafana, in an interview with Citi News said one student is in critical condition while the rest have been discharged.
After the first incidents, we did some risk assessment to ascertain, to see whether there are risks on campus which can bring back maybe any other hazard. So we even looked beyond fire again. We look at food poisoning, organized sessions with the vendors and kitchen staff, making sure that nothing of that sort will happen. So, and even with inspections, that inspection timetable reveals that we'll be doing more inspections almost every week so that we'll be in the dormitories to see for ourselves what is there so that we can prevent certain. But unfortunately, we are recovering from the first and this has just happened. And we are all confused about it. As to the cause of the fire now, we have now opened our ears and eyes wider than before. Could it be an arson? We don't know. Could it be what? We don't know, but we are still confused. A number of them actually, because of the shock, were taken to the hospital. Close to less than 20. But it was just a shock. Only one was actually, is a diabetic patient. He was admitted. She was admitted, but all the rest currently have been discharged and they have been brought back to school.
The Upper West Regional Fire Officer, Nino Te Ado, who led a team of firefighters to the school, said they are yet to identify the cause of the disaster.
We were able, as I speak now, investigation is ongoing, but we were able to establish first-hand investigation, the seat of the fire. That is where the authorities claim that it's used as a box room. This has been the second time in the history of this school that such an incident happened. The first one happened on the 7th of January, of which, to our imagination, the students that were affected were the same students that have been relocated, and the similar thing has happened. They mean that it needs a thorough investigation. And I also want to advise the school authorities that anytime they allow the students to go to prep, they must make sure that either the house ministers or the house master stays at the dormitory to make sure that they check on any emergencies that can happen. Because right now you can see that there is no, when they go to prep, there is no means of communicating between the dormitory the dining hall. So now that they don't have, the first fire, we gave them some recommendations of which they were not adhered to.
Meanwhile, the Deputy Upper West Regional Minister, Isaaku Amidu Chinia, who visited the school, said a committee will be set to investigate the fire.
We are worried about the situation and we cannot rule out anything. And so what we intend to do is to collaborate with the Regional Director of Education to immediately set up a committee that will investigate what has happened on 7th of January and yesterday, 17th January and yesterday, so that we can establish at least some facts so that going forward we can permanently resolve this case. We are all amazed because the same students who were affected in the first incident and have been relocated here are the same students who have been affected again. And all that gives us a lot of suspicion that we cannot rule out the attitude and the character of the students themselves. And so we need to do an investigation about the electrical system, the activities of the students, so that at least we can arrive at certain important conclusions.
From the Islamic Senior High School here in Wa, my name is Latif Mahama, Citi News.